Welcome back to Ascend 2022 viewers. So, familiar face, no? Kanina, nag-cast lang ako ng Wild Rift, tas ako na naman nandito. I am Salvatore, and I am joined here with the one and only Sir Pikayu. Sir Pikayu, how are you doing this fine day?
Hello, Salvatore. Thank you for introducing me. I am actually doing a little bit better right now, and I'm actually excited to the upcoming games right now for Ascend 2022. And this is going to be up against College of Science, which is the periodic table, up against TU Pizza Gig, which is the Grayhawks Maroon. So I've been expecting like a really tight match for today's competition, especially these two teams. Based on my notes, they won a landslide victory during the group stage, scoring 4-0. Teams take note, and they've been doing like consistent, I would say, since because TUP Gigs NTL has been the main duelist of the Gearhawks Maroon, leading the team when it comes to KDA. That he's been the top fragger of the team, while in the other side, College of Science, Transhume has been explosive on all of those matches, especially when they scored 13-0 during the group stage and averaging 628 combat score, which is actually an insane performance to those teams. So that's why I think this match for today is going to be a really tight match. How about you, Salvatore? What do you think about this stats?
So I think this matchup will be in terms of equal because I don't believe in the record standings when it comes to group stages. No, dami pwede mangyari when it comes to playoffs. So I believe this matchup would be as equal and as competitive as what it was yesterday. No, so what might people say that what might people think that it would be a one-sided matchup? But I think it would be somehow equal, no? So how about you, Sir Pikayu? So why would you give a brief rundown, no, onto the bracket that happened yesterday? Because we just want to give the viewers a bit of an impression on what intense matchup and and rivalries that happened yesterday.
All right, so taking a look at the bracket right now. So basically, the first match yesterday was up against Team Array and Waiting List. That is COE and COP Gig. We're in Team Array won the victory. That is going to be 1-0 since it's only a best of one match. And then periodic table on the waiting side of the quarterfinal, since they are the top seeded of Group A, will be facing up against Team Array. And periodic table, on the other hand, won that match. Now going to take a look at the other side. There's going to be Archons 2, that is TUP Visayas up against CIT. And as far as I can remember, the Grayhawks Maroon will be waiting at the other side. And fortunately, TUP Visayas won that match. And unfortunately, they won't advance any further because Grayhawks Maroon was the one who, let's say, won those matches. Now, taking a look at the last two brackets of this Valorant match, it's going to be Archons 1, that's going to be TUP Visayas. So we have two TUP Visayas here, Archons 1 and Archons 2. And here we have the Archons 1. They're going to be up against Crazy Aces, which is the Kappa. And fortunately, Archons made a revenge again, and they won this match. And then on the waiting list, we have Tenzo Bakal Bote, which is the College of Science. And as I said a while ago, Archons made a really nice revenge here, taking that victory over Tenzo Bakal Bote. And please do bear in mind that Tenzo Bakal Bote was on the waiting list, therefore they are the top seeded teams here at the group B, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is a Group B. And it is somehow amazing that, as you can see, Kappa was the second seeded team here in Group D, wherein getting a 2-1 victory. So that was actually interesting that you don't get to see that much. Like as you said a while ago, stats is really doesn't define you. It's based on pure skills. Maybe you're just seated at the wrong group or something. But all in all, Tenzo Bakalbote did a great job over there. But yeah, speaking of, the last group is going to be the managers. It's just the College of Science as well, up against Team Copy Paste. And unfortunately, Team Copy Paste won that victory. And they're going to be facing up against Greyhawks Black, which is TU Pizza Geek. But Team Copy Paste won a landslide victory over the quarterfinals. And they're going to be facing up Archons tomorrow. So I'm actually looking forward to the match for today and tomorrow. The match for today is a landslide victory bracket. Well, the other day, the matches will be tomorrow. it is somehow on the stats doesn't define you. So that's all I can say for the brackets right now for the matches for today and tomorrow. So how about you, Salvador? Do you have something to add to?
Nothing to add, sir, because you really gave an in-depth analysis on what happened on the brackets. But I want to ask, no, Sir PKUs, as you were doing your analysis, the picking phase has already happened, and let's see. In a few moments, we are going to see their lineups. And so, in terms of the attacker side, Sir PKUs, what can you say? Oh, actually, there's a bit of a technical difficulty on one of our players. So we're having big issues. So in a few minutes, no, we are going to restart game one of the Ascent 2022 Valorant. No? So before the restart happened, no, Sir Pickles, were you able to have the peek on the lineup of the both of the teams? No.
I actually can't remember like all of the picks right now, but definitely I saw Jet over there. Jet has been a thing right now. I mean, since the start of the Valorant history. But before that, I would like to let's say give everyone a brief information about the tournament as well. Let's say like what are the rules? Are there someone who's banned or something? So basically, we have a Neon ban here, which is the latest let's say agent or the latest duelist of the game, especially because they don't allow such things to have in, let's say, collegiate tournaments or professional tournaments. They had to ban Neon for at least 3 weeks, 3 weeks, let's say, in order to experiment her, look for bugs or something. So that's definitely not allowed for this tournament. And if I'm not mistaken, the map will be Haven for this one. So yes, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the agent select right now. And I believe the restart has been happening soon right now.
So, little known fact, no, for our viewers watching here. So, before it was called Ascend, last year, 2021, it was known as the Collegiate Showdown. And the College of Sciences periodic table was actually the champions last year. So somehow we could call them defending champs and somehow the crowd favorites here. But we all know some upsets can happen, and I think this would be a fair matchup between the two teams. So with all the lineups now with all the lineups now finished, Sir PKO. So what can you say about the defending side of Haven?
Well, actually, I think that they have a decent lineup here. They have the double duelist strategy, which is Arena and Jet, and they have that Sova, which is a great initiator for the team since they can gather a lot of information, especially with the combo with Killjoy. Like they can put alarm bots in the turret. They have a double information agents right over here, and that Astra is going to be controlling the map a lot, especially with the gravity well and the stuff that she can create about here. But how about the attackers? What can you say about here, Salvatore?
I really think that the pick here for the attackers really benefit when it comes to retaking some sites here. When the aggression of Arena and the Jet is definitely needed to retaking some sites here. All of they have to do is set up a really good lineup, and so that once the entry fraggers go in, it would be a really breeze, knowing that some agents from the defender side will be blowing a bunch of abilities that would cost them probably a member or two. So in this map Ascent, it would be since it's a try lane, no? So we have C, B, and A going one way, and I think this matchup will be somehow had an advantage when it comes to the attackers, knowing that their lineup is mainly focused on going in and not mostly going out.
I definitely agree on that one, Salvatore. But let us not forget the following sponsors for this event for the Ascent 2021-2022. Let us all thank Akad Arena and Glow for sponsoring the event, and of course CUTUSG for helping us conducting this event.
So in a few seconds, Sir PTUs, we are going to start the first game of Ascent 2022 on Valorant, no? And it looks like we are going to have a blast here, no? With a few seconds, and here it comes. The timer has now started. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
It is now commenced. No, so this lineup is really weird as multiple members are now pushing into those windows. No, and Jesus is spotting that long angle in C. Just being sure. But most of the members here from the side of the attackers are going into that window but it is always that countermeasure to smoke that window. Kasi wala pa namang magsispray dyan, sure.
And as you can see, the quick rotation is coming right here for the red team. Killjoy is going to be watching here for flank, while NTL is going to be watching this sneaky peeky angle over here, as the attacker side will be pushing A long over here, and two of them will be pushing at A sewer. There's going to be less information coming right here from the hands of the defender's side. There's going to be one guarding the A side. Recon is going to be going over here and going to be spotting three of the enemies. No, not so much information over there, but let's see how can they retake this site.
Germanium is really pushing into this angle right now, but there is no significant information being brought out by two teams right now. Arshum is still on this bomb site here. Spike is now being planted here, and it looks like that Moipi is now onto the window, spotting some enemies, but they are still not spotting someone from the enemy team, as the first kill of the game will be from that Jet to the Omen right now. And NTL is hungry for some more kills, as another kill from the side of the attackers here. Jiminho takes down Lex and Franchuk takes down Moipi. This is a really good fight on side of A right now. Another kill from the Jet to the Killjoy, and it looks like a 2v1 situation here. Will this be a clutch from the side of NTL? But that would not be the case, as Franchuk takes the last kill, as they take also the first round of the season.
College of Science making sure they defend the title very well. They won that round flawlessly. Not a flawless round, I would say, but they won that round in a very clean manner. Although there was a retake that was initiated by the defender side, but still, that was a great information coming right up for the hands of the attacker side. They knew where to look at those angles over there, and I would say they initiated things very cleanly. The communication was there, the cross replacement was there, and I would say there's gonna be a great round for this.
I think the counter-attack here for the defenders here would just use the opposite side to their advantage, but Tapat with the biggest hit has a double kill for Franchum over the windows for two members of TUP Taguig is now dead, and it's only NTL and the Sova is now alive, as he is now peeking little B here. And Hit will now rotate, possibly going to be, but he will be meeting Franchuk in the process, and now the Sova is dead. A 4v1 situation here, and what would be the case here? And that is a kill for J-Menu to take down NTL, and that is another round for the side of College of Science.
I love the decision making that, let's say, Franchum made on that one, since because he was picking right at the mid window over there, and he managed to get the kill, but instead of getting that heal over Reina, he decided to take out this missing, since he does know that there will be a trading system that will happen over there. And that is the best decision making that any Reina players can do. Especially, you don't need to heal. It's just you need to somehow sense what is coming right up. You just need to know when is the right timing to peek in order to get a kill and get that kill on the second, and get the heal for the second time.
So I think that TUP Taguig initiated the tactic of using the opposite side of the map to possibly get a flank, but I think they were not able to do that, as they were able to be caught up into those B windows. But the advantage that the Sixth Sense of Periodic Table was able to use that to advantage to at least get some 2 kills onto that B window coming in from the arena. So it was really good that despite having no information from the other side of the map, with some players, I believe that when it comes to second round, they would opt to push long C in terms of so that they could get a flank from B windows. I think there would be some agents that would be camping there, but that would not yun nga yung di nangyari, kasi they were caught off guard into those B windows with a double kill from the Reyna.
That's actually true, but as of now, we're going to be having a technical timeout, since a lot of players have been disconnected into the game. But of course, the next round, it's 2-0 in favor of the College of Science, and we're going to be seeing a gun round here for TUP Taguig. So do you feel like they're going to be having that round already, since they have the gun advantage, or do you think that maybe somehow College of Science will keep that momentum ongoing?
I think with the gun advantage that the College of Science has, I think they won't be accepting any form of mistakes. I think they would use that to advantage to use all of the angles and possible abilities that they have. They have the eco in this round, so they would max out all of their abilities. So with all of that utilities, they would use this third round to their advantage. No? From the side of the defenders naman, no, I think playing safe would be one of the few things that they can do. The other thing is gamble. You know, if they could really catch some members of the College of Science in a corner that they would not have an advantage of, they would be able to use that to somehow get an eco advantage and push that advantage to something like a momentum, so to speak.
Definitely agree on that one. On the gamble side, it's just they have to play by the sound. I mean, there's actually some certain, let's say, conditions that the defender is going to be walking down on the site, and once they hear that sound, they can have a perfect timing in, let's say, attacking the site or surprising it with their utilities. Especially if you're an attacker and you're that aggressive, and you decided to, let's say, slowly push the site, since they have the gun advantage, and you being the attackers doing the bonus round, you have a Spectre, which is a close range gun. So definitely, I would say they really had to play by sound here.
So, Sir PKUs, I hope you're having a good time casting your very first game of Valorant Ascent 2022. I just want to ask your experience so far. It might not be that long. It's only been 2 rounds here, but with your opening spiel and the transition from that to the game, like, what has been your experience so far?
Well, I'm actually having a great time right now, seeing this, let's say, collegiate competitions. I've been casting like a lot of games, pro scene or not, semi-pro or something. I've been casting a lot of games, but somehow casting in the collegiate, let's say collegiate team is somehow very different. You can see that they can go toe to toe with some of the pros already, and there've been a lot of very skilled players in this tournament, especially Francium, who's very explosive duelist over here. That I can see he's already scoring 6-0 here, and it's just a round 3 of the game, and he really does a lot for the team. He gives space a lot. He gets that frag that they needed in order to attack the side. And going back to the casting, I would say it's been a very great opportunity to be casting here for DSN 2021. Not just because I'm a caster itself, but also a TUPN as well.
So going back to Valorant now, we seen on the scoreboards that apparently the defenders went into a forced buy, going with a rifle loadout for each of their members, and as well as periodic table going safe for their eco and just picking up specters, or just or I believe someone picked up an Odin, and after the technical timeout, this is now commencing, and it looks like Germanium and as well as that Omen is now pushing in to the B windows again. It looks like the drone is now being popped out as they're going to give us some significant information here. Germanium versus Lax, and Germanium wins that duel. Spike is now being planted by Arshum, and that is a rush plant onto that B side. And it's going to be some duels here into the B windows, and in a few moments, and I guess NTL and Yagishum always, and NTL won that. Jesus takes down Voipy. 3v4 situation in favor of College of Science here. Members and abilities, they have an advantage. Brancham is pushing into this B and hits him into that corner. 3v1. Grayhawks is now getting an advantage here after being down 2 members here. They have now taken multiple members, and Hep is now defusing that spike, and that would be the round 3 taken from Grayhawks Maroon as they took that retake really well.
That was actually a great, let's say, great retake over there at the side of the defenders. Like, you won't expect a Jet, like, let's say, lurking at, let's say, A long or something. You won't expect that one, since you saw Killjoy on B side. Definitely no one's going to be holding flank. You saw the Asher rotated already from the other side, so you won't be expecting any flank. But no, you saw over there NCL who was flanking, which is a great trigger discipline. And right at the moment that let's say Yisu's peak at the mid window, all he sees is again NCL, which is somehow a great trigger discipline over there. Trigger discipline, as well as the right timing on when to peak and get the information he needed and get those kills.
College of Science went really safe with those Spectre buys right there. Despite losing that round, there was nothing much to lose there, as they were able to cap off Arena ulti, and as well as enough money to fill up some abilities, just so they could possibly get a new blueprint in getting some good A angles. No, so no one is actually going into windows right now, and no one is actually positioning themselves into the windows, which I think is one of the few rare things that can happen in this map, because from what I've experienced, there is always that one person that is camping somehow an Ares or an Odin into that window, just praying from that long B right there. And sadly, and in this case, no one is camping that B window. So I am expecting someone that I'm expecting probably the Jet or even the Sova just positioning themselves for probably an A or a C flank.
It will happen anytime soon, Salvatore. Just pray and pray, camping at the B window. It will happen anytime soon, I believe. But especially with the Ares buff right now that's happened in the latest patch, I think that's definitely gonna happen in this tournament. Maybe not today, I would say, but believe me, it's gonna happen in this tournament. That's what like my instinct says.
I hope we get to see that one because this tournament will be one hell of a meme, Sir Pikayosa. So we are now experiencing another tactical timeout here. So we are now going into round 4. This is 2 rounds against 1 round in favor of College of Science. And as we can see, when it comes to attacking some sites, College of Science was able to do that perfectly, except this round 3, where Grayhawks Maroon was able to manage to outplay the periodic tables rush of rush B. You know? So apparently, what they did was use the flank of the Jet and the Sova to get up some smoke angles coming in from the Astra as well, and use that to get some periodic table members into the corner where they have the vision of, and that took them many lives inside of that B. And it looks like Sir PQ's fourth round is now commencing, and what could happen here? And it looks like they are now actually flanking C here, and multiple members are now going for long C, and they're going to meet the raid.
I mean, look at the 5 stack over here at C long, but they actually have no idea that there's gonna be the Killjoy drops over there. There's gonna be the Swarm Grenades. There's gonna be Moity is gonna be falling down here, but Germania with the aggressive push over here, already holding CT. But as I can say a while ago, there's gonna be the Killjoy traps all over the site because of that beautiful setup right over there. There's gonna be the cancel of the plant, the spike. Pep is gonna be getting onto the garage over here. Is gonna be peeking these small little angles together with NTL. NTL is gonna be smoking default over here, trying to get the best angles in. They're gonna be 5 stacking here on the C side, but doesn't manage to get the kill. But Lax is gonna be peeking here together with Pep at the garage, but that's not gonna be easily working. But Sama with a miracle. It's gonna be a 1v1 situation. Jesus here, the only left man standing here. It's gonna be 1v1, trying to isolate every angle, but he doesn't have any information where his opponent is. But that's gonna be an attacker's one. Jesus with a great reading of that round.
I forecasted Sir PKUs. Nobody peeked that B windows, so and it was not worth it because no one rotated there. As you can see, like 4 members of Grayhawks Maroon rotated into that long C, and periodic table was able to respawn otherwise, despite all of the members going to the opposite side of the map with an apparent good defense of the spike right there. They were able to use the emergency call of Germanium there when he was caught up there. So yeah, it was a good round for periodic table, and I think they would use that to advantage as they have now ability advantage coming in fifth round.
But NTL over here gonna be great kill on the sewer, gonna be falling back after killing Jesus over there. But Germanium is somehow looking for the great timing over here to get inside the site. But the shock dart is gonna be falling down over here. Yi Shu is gonna be having that drone, but with the great trading system of the Killjoy over there, it's gonna be a 4v4 situation out here. Germanium with a great kill out there is gonna be going to a 4v2 situation. Great advantage over here with the College of Fire, but the great sheriff kill from Moity. Everyone's so good at sheriffs right now.
Looks like a one-tap game now, Sir PKUs, as it looks like they're going to be retaking this A site now, as multiple 2 members are now on the top side and the bottom side of the map. And it looks like the Killjoy is picking that lane, but no one is there. Yigitium gets caught up by Moity, and Germanium kills off Moity as well. A 1-for-1 trade here, but the reload from Hepep was not so long, and Germanium was able to capitalize that, and that costed them the round.
I would say that was a pretty good eco round at the hands of TUP Taguig, since they've been struggling. Most people are struggling when it comes to eco round, but they managed to get 3 kills and making it to 2 people alive at the hands of periodic table. So I would say it was a pretty good eco round. They made sure that they won't give up the round easily. It's just they know when to get those kills in order to lose the economy a lot at the hands of periodic table.
Good lineup there for the Soba, possible getting in some information as is now pushing into that angle right now. And Jermaine is now rotating these double doors right now as multiple members are now inside of this P and it's now rotating as A. Possible getting a message that some of the members of Grayhawks are now flanking onto their back. The Gicium in a few seconds will now get into this drone to possibly get some information onto those corners. Spotted and possibly spotted a Killjoy turret right there. And it looks like he possibly spotted in the long there's some members of periodic table, but Hep is guarding this bomb site for his life right now. And it looks like there is still no significant information being brought out by two teams here, PQs, and it's really a passive round right now.
Yeah, I think this is the first time that let's say periodic table did a passive round right now. When you saw the Omen paranoia has been declared over his C site, that's the moment that he took in order to fall back. Simply because when you're blinded by Omen, you simply can't hear anything. You can hear some sound, minimal sound, but like you can't hear it fully. And as you can go along with this time, Moity is gonna be falling down with a great coordination by Francium, but Hit over here is gonna be using that Hunter's Fury, getting the kills he needed, but not gonna connect. Although he has some hits over there.
You should run. 10 seconds.
Looks like the spike was being cancelled, but it looks like it's going to be replanted by RC Shoot. 5 seconds on the clock, and he will be able to beat the timer as now spike is now being planted here. Multiple abilities are now being thrown into that A site right now, and it is really devastation. Yajishu popped the ulti, no one was hit, and there's still no significant information on which members of periodic table are in which angle right now. And there's no open space that periodic table is allowing Grayhawks Maroons to enter the A site here, and Germanium is guarding this bottom window right now, and as well as some members NTL guarding that angle using that operator. And there is still no happening inside of this bomb site, and it's like Grayhawks Maroons is actually rotating for the other side of the map. No one is trying to at least contest the bomb, and that is a considerably one round for periodic table as no one rotated for that bomb site because all of the angles were being held down by periodic table.
Killjoy ult periodic table really bought a lot of time, which made the let's say TUP to gig in order to let's say save that round already. Especially because it does take a lot of time, especially on that Killjoy ult. And I think for some reason, I think that's the best decision that they can make, especially NTL having that operator at his hand. I think that's the best decision that the team could do in order to, let's say, maintain their economy, maintain their utilities and guns. I think that's the best decision that they can make for their team.
So it looks like it's going to be a mix of people going into C and B as well. Recon Shock Dart actually did not hit anyone as there is still no significant information getting here. Franchum is guarding this space, possibly knowing that there is an enemy here. It's di malabo yun, knowing na kayang may push yan. It's really an aggressive round here from Grayhawks Maroons, and it looks like there's going to be a drone here popped in from the Sova. Germanium is on top of the boxes as Moibi is now being caught off guard inside of the speed. Spike carrier is down as RC Shoot is now down. And it looks like it's going to be a 4v4 situation here as the Gicium took the spike and replanted it on B. Meanwhile, off camp here for Lax 2, the Sova right now, and it's going to be a 3v2 situation here. It's going to be a blood, and there's another drone pop in from Sova. They saw that guy into that corner. Will they be able to capitalize? Jesus is in no man's land right now. 3v1. There are 3 members, each on both windows. It is going to be a bloodbath here as Jesus takes down NTL. He doesn't know. Hit is defusing that bomb, and this what would have been a clutch if Hit didn't defuse the bomb. But either way, Grayhawks Maroons took that round really well.
You just have to stick the spike, I would say, when defusing, especially when you have someone to cover. And I think Jesus thought that it was a fake, that someone was watching him on backside, and it is somehow let's say an unlucky decision making, since I think he played by sound, and the moment he saw an opponent over there waiting for him,
Keep it cool.
is
That's how you
like
survive.
the decision for him was like, oh, there's someone over here, so I am assuming that the other one is flanking or something, waiting for me at the backside. But no, you saw the other one defusing and sticking because he knew there will be a trade system in order for that to happen.
So I think this is another eco round for Grayhawks Maroons, as they have now lost the eco advantage coming in from the eighth round, I should say. They had the eco advantage going into the fourth round when they were able to capitalize periodic table, but sadly that wasn't the case. But periodic table is now down a member here as the Reno was caught off guard, and no member of periodic table is still pushing each of the bomb sites here. But Grayhawks Maroons is using that to camp up some angles on C and hopefully guard that spot so that a spike plant would not be forced.
As you can see, Germanium here is going to be falling back right now at the spawn. Not sure why, but yeah, he's going to be restarting his movements over here. But you can see Team Periodic Table is going to be deciding where to push between B site or garage here. But Germanium is going to be having a gun switch over here from Operator to Vandal. But Moipi is going to be destroying that recon dart in
30
order
seconds
to
left.
say loot information at the hands of TOP Tagay. But that's going to be the stinger by Lax over here. It's going to be a 5v3 situation over here. Looking good at the hands of TOP Tagay. It's going to be the Moipi reloading his Sheriff. And Tia is going to be flanking over here. It's the usual flank that he does, but only Josh with a dream. He has to be aggressive with this one. It's going to be a true V2 situation. Miracle is happening over here in this situation. Lax here is going to be holding this angle, planning to stun or pull Gong. He's going to be stunning Gong over here, but not going to be looking for anyone over there as they have been looking for an opportunity to defuse the spike. It's going to be half killing with the stinger, but Lax not connect on that shot as Jesus will be getting the 4K of this round. It's going to be 6-2 here in lead of Periodic Table.
I would have commended Lax right there for the smoke angles inside of that B that costed Germanium's death and possibly the aggression of taking that round. But I would say Jesus was definitely the MVP of that round, taking 4 kills, defending that B side, and getting some momentum here coming into the next round. They were able to get some. They were able to clutch that round really well, knowing that they played by sound, like you said, and they clutched it really well, knowing that some members of Grayhawks would flank each of the doors going into that B, and Moipi is on no man's land here, guarding long A. And will he be able to meet some members here? I hope he won't, but if that would be the case, I think that would be a slight of an advantage, knowing that Periodic Table could rotate into C or possibly get a rush B play.
Yeah.
And it's going to be here, Periodic Table. Going to be patiently, let's say, a passive push again. Just like a while ago, they've been, let's say, doing the best decision making over here as there's going to be the Sova drone coming right up. He knew that there's going to be an alarm, but Germanium with his aggressive dash over here. And it's going to be the retake at the hands of TOP Tagay. Going to be looking for Sova darts over here, but Germanium won't see anything. It's going to be the spike plant over here. And there's going to be a successful plant of the spike. 5v5 situation. Let's see how the retake will go. As Antio is going to be falling down with a great peek over Prangium over here. Lax is going to be jiggle peeking the side of Garage. But nothing is going to be peeking him. As Moipi here and Hapep is going to be peeking CT and going to be getting a kill. Germanium will fall down. But Prangium with a great kill over there by Lax. It's going to be a 3v4 situation out there. 3v3. Make it 3v2 over here. It's going to be hit spraying all over here at the C site, and Hapap is going to be watching Garage in order to cover for this fight. Doesn't know the information, but Hapap managed to get the 3K over there with the flick at the hands in order to get that round of the defenders. It's going to be 3-6. Would say Hapap. He really does play well on that round. He played by the sound really well, although I think it was somehow a hospital fluke, I would say. I mean, like, you don't expect that kind of flick in every game, but that really saved the day at the hands of TOP Tagay.
It was definitely hooray on what kind of play he did there on long C. He was able to use that flick to clutch the diffusing Sova to ultimately get that round. That was the needed round to get some equal advantage for Grayhawks Maroons, as they were able to cap up some rifles here, and as well as some abilities that would that wasn't able to use in the few rounds that they needed to. So there we go. Moipi was caught by the one tap of of the Sova right now. As it looks like Grayhawks Maroon is now down a member and they are now down a duelist. They would not be able to entry frag some of the sites here, but nonetheless Germanium is alive here, getting some shots there on the bottom window as Friendship takes down the Sova, and Germanium will also take down the Jet. Hep is guarding this B, but no one is there as all of them are at A. What's going to be the rotation here for Hep? Is Hep going to do another miracle round here?
Everyone is so good at the sheriff right now. As you notice, most of the members of periodic table bought only sheriffs despite losing that economy. But they know when to peek over there. But as Franchon gets the kill, that's gonna be a flawless round over here. But the hands of periodic table.
Really good round for periodic table, not even dropping a single agent. They're playing their cards right, knowing what angle Grayhawks Maroons would be entering. They were able to read Grayhawks Maroons like a book in each round. They were able to counterattack with where site where they will go and what kind of respawn will they able to do. And props to Germanium for keeping his cool there, almost dying, but was able to pull it off, and as well as to their Killjoy.
I think it doesn't matter to periodic table what gun they use. It's just they always make the best decision when it comes to every round over here. Although yeah, they fail sometimes to let's say read the situation, but most of the time, especially on those kind of eco rounds or most of their team are gonna be buying sheriffs, because they still manage to win those rounds, and that's gonna be like the best situation or the best decision making that they always do over here. They know when to peak, the coordination of their team is good. But as we go along to the play-by-play again, it's going to be Hep guarding the side, not knowing that Jesus has already entered the side. It's going to be a 5v2 situation over here. Not looking good at the hands up, and that's going to be a wallbang over here. Moipi is going to be falling down. Jesus over there is going to be wallbanged by hit, but Pressure with a great trade over there. It's going to be 8-3 over here. Periodic table looking pretty good.
Periodic table showing our viewers here that if one of their agents managed to fail, it's okay because it's only the fault of one agent. They were able to climb back up to that round and got the enemies really clean right there. They were able to get some caught up. They were able to be caught off guard. Some members of Grayhawks Maroons were not prepared for the counterattack of Germanium right there. And it was really good. It was definitely worth it. It was not flawless, but for B it was flawless because despite the mistakes that they pulled off right there, they were able to pull it off and got that round either way.
Each member of periodic table knows how to step up, but NTL gonna be getting that kill over B window as he falls back immediately since he's gonna be needing to reposition himself, while Germanium here is gonna be picking with that operator. Got a little bit of aggressiveness over here. Taking a look at that sneaky peeky angle, I would say, but he doesn't know there's gonna be one guarding the B site.
So it's going to be a 4v5 situation here in favor of the Grayhawks Maroons, as now Spike is now being planted by the Killjoy. So will this be a retake here for Grayhawks Maroons? I think this is the round that they need to do. They all bought the utilities, they all bought the rifles that they need. All they have to do is capitalize this advantage of a missing Sentinel. So 39 seconds on the clock. No one is pushing the bomb site right now. And Friendship is going to peek down Moipi, but Moipi wants that round. In the second off-cam kill coming in for the Sova to the Killjoy, and it's going to be a 5-member Grayhawks Maroons is going to retake periodic table's chances of winning this round before the swap. And Hep kills down Jesus, and it's only gonna be the Jet alive. Germanium swaps the operator down for a Phantom, but will that be enough? I don't think so, as NTL kills down Germanium for a flawless of the round, and we are now going for a round swap.
The coordination between Moipi and the other one at the sewer, I think that was hit. I think that was hit. The coordination from them was really, let's say, on timing. They had the cue on when to peek, like Moipi was saying, someone is here, I gotta peek, and there will be a trade, you gotta peek this one hit. And they somehow managed to get both of the kills, which gave them a lot of opening on where the other members of the periodic table remains. So that was like I would say the MVP of that round. I would say, and that gave them like a smaller digits in order to catch up. It's gonna be 8-4 here. Periodic table still on the lead, and it's gonna be the side swap over here, and it's gonna be periodic table defending the side.
So Hit is now using the drone to get some information here into that. But Lax walks into Germanium, and Lax one taps Germanium to his death. That was a really well played for Lax, as it looks like periodic table is now rotating into I should say Grayhawks Maroon is now rotating to the other bomb site, and they're going to be meeting. The mines are going to meet right there, as they're now forcing a 4v5 fight here inside of this C bomb site, and it looks like Hit is now planting the spike, but that would sign the advantage from the side of the attackers. 5v1 situation, and it's only Yeezus alive. One tap from the Classic is really clean. Another kill from Yeezus, but that's not going to be enough as Moibi capitalizes that kill.
The Sheriff must have hurt a lot at the hands of periodic table. I mean, who would have thought that Moipi is gonna be the one Leer, one heal or something, then a ghost? That's mostly like what you expect when it comes to an attacker's arena. But no, you see her with the Sheriff, arena with the Sheriff, with only one heal, with no flashes over there. And I would say that was somehow unexpected at the hands of the attackers. But you can see they're going to be forced buying. There's going to be Spectres all over, but periodic table is going to be buying here Marshals. So let's definitely see what can be the turnaround over here on this round.
So Crancham is now dead on the hands of NTL. Germanium is now holding that angle, but no one is being caught right there. Yejishum is hopefully someone getting hit by this arrow, but no one. But here comes the counter attack coming in from College of Science. Germanium is open to that angle, but no one is being hit by that Marshall. NTL is now dead, and as well as that Killjoy. It's a 5v3, it's a 4v3 situation here, as the spike is still ticking here. Periodic table is in a whole lot of trouble right now, as Germanium is caught in no man's land, and the attackers really capped off that round really well, as we are now 6-8 into this series.
This is the moment of truth. We get to see right now periodic table will be having that gun advantage, the economic advantage, but we never knew. You know, maybe for some reason, TOP will be catching up and getting that bonus round, but you never know. I mean, it's the gun advantage again. Maybe if they somehow periodic table will read the situation wrong over here, they're going to be having a big disadvantage on this round. But let's see. Let's take a look at the round right now. It's going to be 6-8. Periodic table with still a 2-round lead over here. Not that far from being a tie rounds over there. But that's going to be a blind coming right up by Jesus. Still looking for someone going to be pushing him as the spike is being planted over here. It's going to be the retake already. And the post plant at the hands of TOP Tagig, as Francium will be lurking here quietly. Will be waiting that shot, but will still connect on that shot. Doesn't know there are some people waiting for him at the window. And Francium managed to kill. Half-M's going to be dismissed coming right up, but that will be the chase by Hit. The gravity will be coming right up here. RZ's Hume taking the window over here. There's going to be the shock dart being deployed. Going to be getting the kill, but NTL with a great trade over there lurking at Garage.
Grayhawks Maroon taking this map to its fullest, as they are now using the attacker's side to somehow get something out of this map, you know, coming back from a 4-point deficit, and is now cut down to 1. Periodic table is still on the lead with 1 point, but periodic table still has the momentum, but it looks like that would not be the case for the side of periodic table, as they are now going for an eco round with 2 players going to Marshals right now. Grayhawks Maroons hope is now on an eco advantage here, and is now buying all of the rifles and the utilities they can.
So they're going to be having only Sheriffs at their hand, but Germanium is going to be dashing away here at C-site as he saw that return darts, but going to be taking that angle, is going to be tagging NCG over there, going to be falling back, going to be waiting for the retake, but Moifi is going to be destroying that turret. I would say that NTL is going to be here, 12 HP left, being tagged by that Marshall over there, but Half-M's is going to be planting the spike, going to be setting up the grenades in order to do the post plant, but RC's Yum is going to be picky here with that Sheriff, I would say. Astro set up the stars over there. It's going to be Yeji Shum with a great kill over there by Moity. Francium with a great kill with the Marshall as well. This is somehow turning the tables at the hands of Periodic Table. It's going to be a 3v1 situation. Francium is being explosive at this round, and Germania will get the finishing blow at the hands of Periodic Table. It's going to be a great eco round for them. A thrifty round.
That was a really good play for the side of Periodic Table. Sad for Grayhawks Maroon, they weren't able to capitalize those 5-man rifle lineup. But Periodic Table played their cards right once again, going for that C retake, making sure that everyone gets a piece of themselves. Germania really played that round really well, going for the MVP of that round. If Germania wasn't able to get some few members there onto the clutch using that Marshall to peek off some angles, I think that would have been the round for Grayhawks Maroons. But nonetheless, Germania really played that really well.
Definitely, I would say Germanium. I mean, both duelists of their team really played well on that round, popping off 2 kills by Germanium and 3 kills by Francium over there. They really did well on that round, I would say. Like, they read the situation correctly when it comes to, let's say, getting to peak the right kill. But as we take a look at the round, it's going to be NTL killing off the anchor of C site as they're going to be planting the spike 5v4 situation here. Jesus is going to be taking that garage door since the alarm button has been taken down because the killjoy is already dead. But as you can see, Yeji Shum here is going to be deploying that owl drone to get the information they needed, and we saw that no one's going to be on site and most of them are going to be on C-Long, but Francium managed to get the kill. Going to be dismissing in order to repeat the angles, and Francium is so good. He got like already 3 kills over here, but Jesus with a great defuse over there. He just needs to be patient, but that's going to be an ace by NTL.
That would have been the best round for NTL possible, but apparently Germany was the best defender for a defusing Jesus right there. That would have been the best round for NTL, getting an ace, but they were able to capitalize a defusing Jesus right there. And Germanium, once again, playing his cards right. I would not be able to stop using that phrase because he's gambling all of his utilities right now, going for a Marshall for 2 rounds, for 1 round, just to get an eco advantage, now using the operator. And we all saw him, how well he played for that Marshall, and Germanium is now flanking, controlling this long A right now. So going back to Germanium is really going for that gambling play, but at the same time, all of his gambles are really working well from him. And Grayhawks Maroons is targeting something that is not as important as Germanium, you know. Once Germanium falls down, and as well as their duelists, it all boils down to how well will they reposition themselves for a possible spike plan.
They have really been gambling a lot, like, especially on the defender side for both teams. They've been gambling a lot, especially on sticking those diffuses. Like, they never fake all of their diffuses. It's just, once they tap the spike, they already continue on diffusing. And it's going to be Germanium here, going to be anchoring A site. He's going to be having that operator at his hand, but he's going to be peeking over there. But FM is going to be falling down, but NCM will be getting a kill over there at the entry of his site. Francium will be falling down as well as Germanium hit with a great kill over there, but Jesus with the Spectre here is going to be running and shooting over here, going to be taking these angles, getting the second kill, getting the third kill immediately. It's going to be a 2v1 situation. Hit will be rotating in this side since he has the spike. He's going to be rotating mostly at B or C over here, and you can see Killjoy over here is going to be anchoring at the B site. Not sure where to rotate, but it's going to be detonating those swarm grenades here at C site. It's going to be planting patiently, planting for long. That's what you expect always when you plant on C. But Omen here is going to be TPing, destroys that ultimate immediately, and Hit is going to be picking here at Garage, expecting there is someone waiting for him already on that angle. But as you can see, his Killjoy is going to be waiting for Jesus immediately in order to do the trading system. He's going to be smoking Outlaw since he expects that Hit will be having his ultimate ready, but Jesus will be falling down, but an immediate trade is going to be having by RC's unit.
RCZ positioned himself really well, not going on the backside of Jesus because Hit was really focusing on Jesus right there. Good thing RCZ was a mile away, or actually a pixel away from Jesus' body right there, and that position was able to capitalize that could have been a clutch round for him. So it looks like based on the line, based on the eco situation here for the side of periodic table here, it's going really well because all of their eco rounds have been successful, and now they're going for another. At least for some of their entry rounders, they have been utilizing the eco round really well, and now we will see another counter attack here for Grayhawks Maroons. We have seen them capitalize some rounds here. I hope they would be able to get some rounds here really well, but it looks like two members of Grayhawks Maroons are now down, three down I should say. Yujishim and Franchum takes down one member each. Moipi takes down Jesus, but Yejishim with that hospital flick. That is really well played for Yejishim, and it's only Moipi alive from the side of Grayhawks Maroons as he's now running away. You see that ulti, that movement speed was not enough. Moipi takes down Yejishim on the process. It's a 2v1 situation, but that was not enough for Moipi to survive. And then Germanium took that round and sends periodic table with an advantage.
This is actually looking bad at the hands of TUP Geek, especially not just because it's the match point though, but they are somehow suffering. Let's say the economy. Some of their members are suffering the economy. Some of them will be buying less utilities and smaller shields, I would say, or like not their desired gun lineups. So let's see if they can somehow still turn the tables over here, or will periodic table end this game immediately and see them at game number 2.
So NTO was now caught by the operator for Germanium and is now one member down from Grayhawks Maroons. And what's going to be the counter attack here on the side of the periodic table as some members are now rotating to A and going into B as they have now spotted some members entering this the entrance right here. Moipi is taking his time entering this site as he will peek down in a few moments. Jesus, who will win? Moipi will win that duel against Jesus and is now healing from that bloodshed of Jesus. Germanium is now spotting this angle as well as this is now an even fight. Moipi is still positioning himself in that window because some of his teammates will now be rotating into this B. What could be the possible case here as it actually Grayhawks Maroons divided from that B entry as they are now going into the other side of the map right here. What's going to be the play here for Grayhawks Maroons? I am in no idea, but it looks like it's really playing well as they are still playing safe right here.
No chance.
Yaji is gonna be taking this A-long on the Lax is gonna be falling down while on his astral form, but Kit is gonna be taking down Germanium over here. It's gonna be a 3v2 situation. And periodic table still has the advantage when it comes to numbers, but as you can see, Yeji is going to be having that low HP, 33 HP on the Dream, but he still has his utilities over there. But Arthesium is going to be having that lockdown, but the counter lockdown will be deployed over here. But Kit is going to be falling down, and that is going to be the game over there. 13-7, and it's going to be the periodic table victory up against CU Pizza Gig.
So that is only the first game of the series, Sir PKO, so there might be a miracle run for Grayhawks Maroons here. But either way, well played from the side of periodic table, showing some dominance here for their first game, especially from their duelists on Francium and as well as Germanium. Everyone is playing their role really well, and it looks like, and looking at the standings right here, Francium is the top fragger of the game, going for 26, 14, and 6. Followed by NTL with a 21-14 record.
I would say that Prancum really did well, especially with Germanium. Like the trading system between periodic table has been really phenomenal at their side. They know when to trade, they know when to peak immediately. Although they fail sometimes, but most of the rounds were very clean at their hands. Although they did gave up a lot of rounds, let's say at the defender's side, was they were defending, but they somehow managed to adjust really well and get that consecutive round.
I was not most amused when periodic table went into a forced buy round. I was really amazed on how they played the eco round really well. They did not force any deaths. They all went, despite being attackers, they were all really calm and collective, and that they used that strat to pick off some members of Grayhawks Maroons, and that's what I like about Prancium and Germanium gambling the Marshall, and while Grayhawks Maroons opted to go for a 5-man rifle round right there. But uh, props to Phantom and Germanium for playing their duelist role really well, and it shows for the side that they won the first game of the series.
Both teams really did well, but guys, this is just the game one of the Valorant Ascent 2021-2022 tournament. We're going to be having another game later, but before that, we're going to be taking a quick break over here. So don't go away and watch out for game two. This is Ascent 2021.
Surprise! Hello and welcome to another game natin sa Ascent 2021. So, we had the game 1 kanina, no? We had the game 1 between periodic table ng COS and yung Grayhawks Maroons ng TUP Taguig. So, bago tayo mag-start, papakilala pa lang muna ako, Surprise Caster. And ako si A. Luxa and I'm with Pikayuls casting game 2 of this Valorant game. So Pikayuls, ano yung masasabi mo? What was your insights about game 1? Do you have you seen the win condition of both teams on how TUP Taguig can come back, or how will COS close this series?
When it comes to TUP Taguig making a comeback, all I can say is that they just need to outsmart periodic table, the College of Science, simply because in the recent game that happened, which is game 1, I would say the periodic table is reading them like a book, as what Salvatore says a while ago during the game. They've been reading them like a book, and outsmarting them is the best way that they can do in order to get that win, I would say. Ikaw ba, Luca, what can you say? Ano yung sa tingin mo naman na kailangan i-adjust ng TUP Taguig in order to get that, to get this game number 2, to extend it to game number 3?
For me, upon watching the match kanina, so I can see na yung win condition dito ng TUP Taguig is avoid having 1v1 aim duels with COS, yung periodic table. So they have the aim, pero they are easily being picked up by the COS here, the periodic tables, with their combos, yung pag enter nila ng site with Reyna flashing and Germanium entering the site as Jet, and yung smokes ng Omen nila very exceptional. So yun naman yung win condition dito ng COS, ng periodic table. So they have to keep their combos on point on how to enter the site, and from what I can see kanina, somehow COS is very weak on defending, and grabe din mag-asin dito ang Reyna ng TUP Taguig, which is si Moipi. So medyo flashback lang, no, before this event. So we had the Collegiate Showdown last year. Moipi had been popping off ever since. So parang siya yung pinaka-tinitingnan dito ng mga teams na player ng TUP Taguig. Pero ngayon may additional sa team nila, which is yung Jet nila, I forgot whose name, si NTL. NTL. Grabe din yung ay napansin, Radiant ata siya, yung body niya. Napansin mo ba? Yung body niya.
Radiant.
Oh my lord. Sana all Radiant. So I guess we can start na with the game.
Yeah, and speaking of because we are going to start anytime soon, so the map for game number 2 is going to be Bind. So there are some minimal changes sa bind, which is I'm actually looking forward to see on how both teams will adjust. Simply because may mga minor adjustments like the A short or something like stage and one-way smokes has been a big thing already sa lumang bind, and right now I would love to see na may mga minor changes lang naman, but see how both teams will adjust, like especially before, like every smoker has been a big thing dahil sa sobrang dali mag one-way smoke, like everyone can do it. It could be Omen, it could be Brimstone, it could be Viper, and it could be Astra, but right now is a whole different thing. Like so far what I've seen based on mga VCT coaches, like TikTok, like I've been seeing only Viper only has the one-way smoke on A short so far, which is somehow I'm looking forward to.
Yes, ang feeling ko, ang magiging pick dito is Viper, Raze. I mean, I'm a big fan of Raze in Bind. Kahit na sabihin nyo, hate me, pero I love Raze on Bind. Kasi Bind, the angles in Bind are pretty tight eh. Like, yung U-Halls, you can use your boombot on U-Halls or sa hookah, you can entry using your boombot. And with the additional patch sa Bind, which is yung boxes on A short, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, sa A short, mas maraming peekable angles. So attacking, siguro naging up yung tactics ng attackers dito for Bind. And for sure, yung you're saying yung Viper wall, Viper will be very useful here kasi siya na lang yung kayang mag-Viper one-way smoke dito. And upon seeing ito, nag-load na ang ating game. So, yes, we're seeing Franshum on Jet and Moy P on Viper. So, tama nga yung mga predictions natin. And NTL ulit on Sage. And ano po ba yung mga promising na picks dito is Sova. Both teams have Sova. So, Sova can be pretty annoying since mali-detect yung like Bind is one of the maps na maganda mag-detect. Maganda yung parang yung recon bot ni Sova.
Yes, I agree on that one. You can definitely gather a lot of information when it comes to Sova, especially on Bind. Like, he's one of the most useful agents here when it comes to Bind. And I definitely agree din sa sinabi mong isa, which is I forgot, Raze. I definitely agree on that one since Raze can open a lot of space with his paint shells or the grenade, the boom bots. You can gather information, especially he's been very useful since there are a lot of lineups in which you can clear a lot of angles sa let's say A side, sa hookah. He can gather a lot of information. But let's go to the game already. It's gonna be Franshum defending here U-Haul or Lamp. But Moy P here doesn't know. He's gonna be getting the cheeky angle here, but he's gonna be tapping on those throws. They're whipping, and somehow they connect the shot. This is looking good at the hands of, let's say, TUP Taguig is gonna be a 4v2 situation, but all of the members of the red team are already low. But RC Zoom is gonna be falling down. This is gonna be 2v1 situation. Periodic table has the advantage when it comes to health, but in numbers, this is somehow looking very fair here. One is though still has the blind over there. He's gonna be flashing that angle, but not knowing there is someone waiting for him. It's gonna be Hep getting the kill immediately. It's gonna be 1-0 here. Looking good at the hands of TUP Taguig.
And look at what TUP Taguig was doing to win that round. So they only played the post plant very slow. They don't want to push, they don't want to commit, they just want to let the defenders enter the site. Parang hindi nila kailangang umilalim. They just need to wait for them to enter and then play for crossfire. And that's how you win the post plant. So good job there from TUP Taguig in winning that first round. And pistol round, one of the most important rounds. So statistically speaking, pistol round, if you win the pistol round, you're most likely to win the half since your economy will you're at an advantage when it comes to economy. Pero let's see how will the cost here, the periodic table, will play their second round. Are they gonna force or are they gonna pull eco lang? So, what are your thoughts on this?
Economically speaking, tama yung sinabi mo, which is most likely TUP Taguig will win this half, especially because nanalo sila ng pistol round. But as far as you remember, last game, which is the game one, I would say periodic table has been popping up a lot of eco round during the Haven map. Like they've been popping off those sheriff kills, the marshal kills. They've been tagging a lot of people. In TUP Taguig, they've been doing well. Like no matter what their gun is, they know how to utilize all of their agents, and they know when to crossfire. They know when to trade or something. It's just they make the best decision making so far in this tournament. Like they've been exceeding their limits. They've been pushing their limits all over when it comes to gunfights, utility usage, and a lot more aspects here in this game. And it seems that we're going to be having here a technical timeout, I would say. Like some of the players are being disconnected and they've been taking their time, I would say.
I guess they're having connectivity issues since game 1, but I guess they're still playing good. Pero how are they doing that? Sana all. And I guess they've already reconnected, and we're seeing they're starting the round here. Yeah, nagtitake na yung timer dito, and let's see how will Cos plays their second round here. And are you seeing walling hookah? Since walling A short is now not viable. And Franshum here getting off guard with that paint bomb. NTL pushing. View holes here, and they're planting a G-Shium whipping. That's very unfortunate. And Hefpep getting 2k there, and NTL another kill. Pero he's playing with Judge, and naka-classic na siya. And NTL 1v1ing with Germanium here, and they're both not getting the kills, and Hit planting the spike already on B.
Planted.
And let's see, NTL waiting here. Lax. No, hindi na need si Lax. And NTL will get the kill from Germanium, and the second round goes to TUP Taguig.
As what we expected. Yeah, I mean, we've been predicting that a while ago na makukuha talaga ng TUP Taguig yung second round. But I was actually amazed, or let's say shocked, na ngayon ko lang nakita or napansin na from duelist nag-transition pala si Moity into a control, which is you don't see that in like let's say international competitions or national competitions. Like mostly ang mga nag-duelist kasi is the initiator or something. But no, as you can see, Moity is a controller right now. But going back to the gate is going to be NTL with a little bit of aggressiveness over here inside hookah. But our Cesium is going to be falling back over here, going to be throwing the slow orb in order to slow down NTL. But the guiding light is going to be deployed over there. And it's going to be taking this little angle here, trying to wait for someone to push over here, as Germania will be camping here at E-Long, waiting for sounds in order to be deployed. But Hep is going to be slowly pushing here together with NTL. Franshum is going to be spraying that Vandal immediately, but going to be aggressive here, pushing with the Judge. He knows he has the gun advantage, but Jesus will be flashing that angle, but gets traded up immediately after getting that frag. And NTL making sure that he maximizes the shotgun he has on his hand, but the guiding light is going to be deployed over here. Yeji is going to be blinded immediately, but NTL is going to be having a gun swap over here immediately. But Germanium is going to be jiggle picking here at A short. Let's see how this one will work. It's going to be spraying all over here. NTL is going to be having this smoke angle here, but it's going to be falling at the hands of periodic table. Great retake from them.
And what I'm saying here, so I mean, the periodic table has been at an advantage since they're at a full buy that round, and pero they have been economically damaged since NTL has got many frags that round with
Right there.
his judge. So they won't have a rifle. No, I mean they'll Cos will be having rifles. Only 3 of them, pero yung ano dito, yung TUP Taguig will be having full buy na. And
Right
another
there. Right there.
advantage na naman dito sa TUP Taguig.
Okay, it seems that we'll be having another technical timeout here since we've been experiencing technical issues for both sides of the team. But so far, it's 2-1. I agree on what you said a while ago. They periodic table has the gun advantage on that round, and they definitely maximize what they needed with their guns and their utilities. But as we go along with the round already has started, but Jesus is going to be smoking that angle on that, but Francium is going to be holding this angle, waiting for someone to push here. And he's going to be deploying the boom bot anytime soon. He really deploy it, but the Aldrum is being destroyed already. NTL is going to be keep on pushing this angle on bathrooms, but he's going to be taking down the boom bot in order to suffer any information at their hands. But Jesus over here, he's holding this angle on lamps, which is already in his paranoia. But as you can see here, the attackers are really rotating slowly here. But let's see how this one will go. They've been rotating slowly, but as you can see for the defender side, they are still on their 3-2 defending zone. One on their elbow and one on CT. As you can see, their jet is already rotating. They must have read the situation here since they've been like thoughtful that there is no one pushing already. There's going to be the rotation coming right up at the hands of periodic table. Hit here is going to be laying inside the smoke, waiting for someone to beat that angle, but Lax over here is going to be getting a frag immediately, 5v4 situation. Let's see how the retake will go as Germanium here is slightly pushing on elbow. Going to be getting the kill immediately. It's going to be a 4v3 situation, but he's not going to be getting the second frag here immediately. It's going to be an attacker one round. Sorry for that one. And it's going to be Team Taguig on the lead.
Like, I was shocked na the attacker still got the round. Bigla naubos yung defenders on that round. I'm seeing na I think they can fight pa that round. Pero I was shocked na naubos yung defenders natin doon. And so, I mean, that round was well played for TUP Taguig with their Sky utilities. And we're starting here, and Germanium pushing B short with his ult. And Germanium getting killed by Moipi here. And Jesus here pushing. And 1-1 tap NTL there at the back. And Jesus, can he defend this site? And pero TUP Taguig here is pushing slowly. They know that the defenders are in eco and Hep will not be tagging Jesus there. Pero Jesus pushing this smoke, getting them off guard. Is Jesus gonna push this? And Jesus, being the rat that he is, killing the spike carrier. Pero hit killing Jesus here with the trade from Yidishum. And Moipi with the 1v2 against Arzishum. Tapping that sheriff, and Moipi getting the frag from Arzishum with the 3k. I mean, 3 kills from an eco round. Let us see the economy here. They can still buy, pero an eco round with 3 kills. That's a good eco round for the defenders here. Pero they cannot afford to lose anymore since 1-4 in favor of the attackers, and they still have TUP Taguig here still has money to buy even they lose the next round. So what do you think the cost here needs to do?
I think they just need to like patiently wait since although they failed to retake the previous round, I think they need a little bit of aggressiveness once they have the right gun and utilities at their hands. They need to read the situation where the attackers will attack. They need to play the sound very distinct and get the right timing, I would say, since there has been an aggressive round, which is the eco round, but somehow they did manage to get some kills, but still the round was being won by TOP Taguig. It's just they need the right gun, I would say. But since they have the right gun right now, as I was saying, Franchi will be getting a frag immediately, but the trade from Lax was great. Especially there has been a two-man trade over there. He doesn't know where to look. It's going to be a 4v4 situation, still looking good. But as you can see, Periodic Table has two ultimates, the Hunter's Fury and the Omen Teleport. But that is nothing much at the hands of TUP Taguig, which is the Grayhawks Maroon. They still have that Jet ultimate, the ultimate of the Astra, which can give a lot of space, especially when post planting. They have the Hunter's Fury of the Sova as well. And as you can see, Jesus again here trying to peek, but the jiggle immediately from Sova. This is not looking good at the hands of Periodic Table. It's gonna be a 2v1 right now. Making it up. And not gonna make it into a 1v1 situation since Lax over there gets the kill immediately.
The stars aligned there for Sova. I mean, I was expecting a call-out kill, pero I guess that was very unfortunate for Sova. Pero I guess they failed again to retake the site and giving the 5th round to the attackers here, which put them again on another economical disadvantage with the sheriffs here.
Cover going out.
Can they still recover this half for the cost?
I can somehow get your point, Eluxa, especially when you said that Periodic Table is having a hard time when it comes to the defender side, which is we can see right here, but Moipi gets the kill immediately by Jesus. It seems that Periodic Table has already given up this round and they just want to start the next round in order to get the guns they needed. But Arcesium is still trying to peek this angle, waiting for a flanker over here, trying to get the kills, most kills, which can give the Grayhawks Maroon a economic disadvantage. But that's going to be the Trailblazer getting the information over here as NTL will be pushing towards CT. It's going to be the Astra. Gets the one, gets the two taps immediately, but Hit is going to be finishing off that one.
Oh my. Those two last kills, I mean, exit frags, sure, but they still have money. TUP Taguig still has money to buy for the next rounds over here, and they cause here really needs to win this round if they want to have a 6-6 half on this first half, or else they'll be at eco round again next round. And AX Germanium here with his signature opping A short. Is he gonna get some frags? I'm not sure, pero Viper here peeking and Moy P being sniped by Germanium here at A short. But they're TP Taguig playing it slow. Droning if what Germanium is where Germanium is, since he has the op. It's very hard to push a site when you have an opper. So playing it slow, knowing where the op is, and Gigicium losing the 1v1 duel, but Arcesium trading his Sova here, and Franchumir killing someone on U-Halls, putting their team on a 4v2 advantage. And they're playing it slow, no need to push. But can the TUP Taguig still win this round with a 2v4 disadvantage? But Franchum detecting someone in A short
30 seconds
with
left.
his boombot, and TJH Hit being quiet, as quiet as he is, and they're still gonna fight this round. But Franchum here getting concussed by Sky's Wolves and Hit there blinding, but Hep waiting for that moment.
10 seconds
But
left.
TJH Hit still kills Franchum in a 1v4 situation with this Sage using his Resurrect, and Digishum not looking at TJ hit, but Arcesium secures that round for the cause, putting them on a 2-6 for the first half. So, a very nice round for the cause here. They still can fight this half. But TUP Taguig, they need to step up their game here in attacking, because having Germanium with an op can be pretty hard to push. What do you think, PKUs?
Definitely agree on that one, Ames. The moment TUP Taguig holds back an inch or maybe half an inch, that's gonna be the time where in periodic table is going to step up, especially Germanium here with an operator, as you said a while ago. Like, operator has been a very big thing when it comes to defending. The moment you peek an angle and the operator or the sniper is over there, you're gonna be having a hard time immediately. But as you can see, Moiti here is gonna be pushing A short with her curtains up and poison orb is up. But the ultimate is gonna be waiting for it. But Jesus with a great flash over there. But the timing of Moiti is going to be bad over there as he falls down, and his ultimate will be wasted over there.
Viper Spit is down.
Showers. Yeah, the curtain is down, but Germanium is going to be repeating this angle, but last with a great trigger discipline over there. He doesn't know that everyone was there waiting at B site. It was a one-man push on A site, which is a very nice lure at the hands of TUP Taguig. And Jesus is going to be rotating over here to B site. Gonna be picking here on Hookah, getting the information that he needed over here in order to success this retake at the end of periodic table. 3v3 situation here. The ultimates from Solvus and Astra is still available at their hands, but Jesus is not gonna be getting that peak immediately, but Lax here is gonna be finishing off the things that they needed over here. 7-2, looking great at the hands of Grayhawks Maroon. They've been keeping their momentum. They've been doing pretty well when it comes to gunfight. But all I can say is, periodic table has been struggling a lot when it comes to defending. Like, since I think the reason why they are struggling is because they are the aggressive type of players. I would say both defending and attackers. But as you can see, the Grayhawks Maroon has been doing like a lot of, let's say, a passive push. I would say they've been passively pushing every site. They've been gathering information first, which is somehow a disadvantage when you are an aggressive pusher or something. Like, that's gonna hurt a lot on your playing style, especially when you're like this. I mean, look at this round. It's just you don't expect this kind of push. Like, there are 3 people pushing here at B side. They're going to be planting the spike immediately, but there are 2 people still lurking on A short, which is somehow like not what you expect when it comes to pushing sites immediately. And as you can see here, Jesus is going to be getting that kill in Uka immediately, but he's going to be there getting that frag, which is another 1 round at the hands of TUP Taguig. 8-2. This is not looking good at the end of periodic table.
TUP Taguig knows when to play very aggressive and knows when to play passively. They know that cause periodic table doesn't have any guns that round, and you'll see Jet fearlessly pushing the side there. They know na they will win the gunfights no matter what happen, and I guess that's the winning formula for TUP Taguig here. Their discipline on how to attack and how they want to mix their attacks causes the periodic table the cost to crumble their defenses. As you can see, Viper was lurking at A short, still waiting for frags or for rotations, cutting rotations there. But the other 3 members of TUP Taguig there, TUP Taguig is already at B side planting the bomb, and I guess this is it for the first half. Are we going to see an 8-4? The cost needs an 8-4 for this half, so that hindi mahirap na bumawi sa second half later. Pero Germanium here again with the op.
Germanium is just too confident with the operator. I mean, he's been hitting those shots, but as you can see, they haven't been, let's say, explosive in this first half since they've been struggling when it comes to defending. But that paint shell is going to do a lot of damage to Hep, and he's going to be receiving that heal from Sky. And NTL is waiting for someone to push B long. He's been waiting for that edge of the smoke, but no one is going to be there, so he will be rotating here immediately. And Francium here is going to be picking this small angle in which he's waiting for someone to pick him here. But look at the discipline here by Lax and the other members of TUP Taguig. Like, they've been waiting for someone to push. Like, they know, they already read the play style of Periodic Table, which is they are a very aggressive attacker, which is going to happen at any moment here. But for some reason, Francium succeeded on that aggressiveness attack, and Germanium is going to be killing immediately. This is somehow looking good for the hands of Periodic Table. It's going to be a 4v2 situation here. Francium knows where the other members, but Hit is going to be hitting those shots. And the Hunter's Fury is going to be coming right up here in order to get those kills. And Germanium is going to be falling down, but Jesus with a great trade over there. It's going to be an 8-3 here. They've been getting the rounds they needed as much as possible in order to catch up pretty well at the second half.
Anyone have funds to spare?
I mean, there was nothing wrong on the TUP the Gigs attack, but Francium, the key moment there was Francium getting the frag from Astra, killing him off guard, and they don't have the smokes to push, making pushing a site hard. So Francium there even get kahit one frag lang yung nakuha niya. That was a key frag there for me for the cost team here.
Yeah, the Astra just got unlucky, especially when you came from Astral form. Like, it does take a lot of time in order to recover into your original form and get your gun ready for a gunfight. And what really happened there is that medyo natagalan siya makarecover sa kanyang original form in order to pull out his gun, but Francium was wallbanging that spot in order to get the kill. But going back to the game is going to be Lax killing up two main duelists of the Periodic Table, and is going to be deploying that ultimate already in order to do the post plant here. But Jesus here is going to be concussed by the Seekers, but he still manages to get the frag immediately. He's going to be smoking out A short in order to cover that spot in case of post plant scenarios. But Lax with a lucky frag over
There's
there.
a 1v1 situation here. Oh no!
Oh my god, 1v1! It's going to be an 8-4, just like what you said. It's going to be an 8-4, and this is somehow looking pretty neat, pretty looking good here at the hands of Periodic Table. I mean, they won the round they needed in order to catch up pretty well at the hand for the second half. And as we all know, Periodic Table has been really phenomenal and explosive when it comes to the attacker side. So, do you expect that Periodic Table can still win this?
I mean, we already saw what Germanium and France can do when entering a site. But look at TUP Taguig's comp, Astra, Viper. They can both play as semi-sentinels. You can say it as semi-sentinels here. They can hold off a site. How they stop the pushes here from the cost? That will be the question for this half.
Revealing.
Or if they can stop Germanium and France here, Cost can still win this half.
I agree on that one. It's just TUP Taguig needs to keep that momentum and use their utilities properly, especially as what you said a while ago. They, especially Viper, he is a semi-sentinel wherein he can deploy that poison orb and snake bite immediately. But NTL is gonna be spraying that ghost, not gonna be able to get a kill. But RC's Ymir is gonna be playing around tubes. As NTL gets the frag, finally Jesus is gonna be falling down, gets the tag immediately with Noisy, but there's gonna be a pure gunfight happening here. It's gonna be 2v3 situation here. The periodic table has the advantage when it comes to HP, but Germanium is gonna be wall banging here. It's not looking good. The tables have turned at the hands of periodic table, and it's gonna be the frenzy kill by Lax. It's gonna be another one round here at the hands of Grayhawks Maroon.
That round was looking pretty good for the attackers in the first part of that round, but TP Taguig somehow managed to retake that site, and double controllers, that's a pain in the ass to push. Too many smokes, too many walls, and sama pa yung suck at yung stun ni Astra. That's a pain in the ass to entry right there. I guess let's see kung paano nila aatakin tong site.
They've been really overwhelmed nga dun sa utilities, just like what you said. Like, it has been really a pain at their side, but the Trailblazer is going to concuss a lot of the members of Grayhawks Maroon. But as you can see, they're going to be falling down. The force buy is going to hurt them a lot here, but Jesus is going to be pushing this angle. But the double peek from NTL and Sova here is going to be successful, but the Yeji here is not going to be successful enough to get around. It's going to be 10-4 here, 3 wins away, and it's going to be Grayhawks Maroon victory here.
Have you seen the Phantom by second round from NTL? That was pretty gutsy, I would say. Paano nakuha ng attackers yun? That would be very unfortunate para sa side ng TUP Taguig. Pero the guts to buy a Phantom second round right there. Kudos to NTL. And another save since nag-force yung cost dito for the second round of the half.
Well, they really love taking or doing gambles here, especially the past game. Sobrang dami nilang ginawang gamble here, and buying that Phantom on second round by NTL is one of the gambles they needed to do, especially here. And as you can see, Jesus is going to be tagging here the member of Grayhawks Maroon here, but he's going to be patient here, taking the angle. But NTL is going to be spraying that Phantom, gets the kill immediately, and is going to be receiving a heal here from Sky. But Francium here is going to be having a hard time pushing with that one-way smoke from the Viper here, as Germanium here is trying to be disciplined enough to fall back immediately. But Yeji here with the one tap over there, killing NTL, which will give him a gun immediately, which is a Phantom. But the hands of Grayhawks Maroon won't let that happen, as they've been guarding this site really well here. It's going to be 3v3 situation. Overall, Grayhawks Maroon still has the advantage, but Yaji has been popping off really well. But let's see how things will go here. It's going to be Prancium here lurking around at a site.
He heard Astra.
Yeah, I mean, did he hear, or was it just a miscommunication? I mean, he still doesn't know. And as you can see here, it's going to be a hard time here at the hands of Grayhawks Maroon. Is going to be 3v2. They still have the gun advantage though, but this lurking Prancium is going to be the problem at the hands of Grayhawks Maroon. They're going to be spraying that one, and the lurking Prancium is successful. That's going to be a round 1 at the hands.
Did not know.
Yeah. there was a split second that they managed to hear someone, but I think it was just like, oh, maybe I was just mistaken, or I think palisod lang ako or something. But no, it was a real lurk. So there must have been a miscommunication between their team, and that led a victory at the hands of Periodic Table. So 10-5, a lot of miracle can still happen here, since it's not a large lead, I would say. But if let's say Grayhawks Maroon is going to be touching that 11-1 round, 11-5, that's going to be the big problem here for Grayhawks Maroon. But that's going to be the pop flash coming right up by the guiding light. Is going to be going behind here. Germanium still knows that Hit is lurking around here at the teleporters here, but NTL is guarding Hookah, which is going to be the biggest anchor here for B side. Once he falls down, it's going to be a successful attack here for the B side at the hands of Periodic Table. As Jesus here will be smoking out City on B, and he will be rotating immediately. And Germanium is somehow unlucky because of the reload, but the trade system will be going down there. And it's only last man standing here at the hands of Grayhawks Maroon. It's gonna be 3v1 situation here. It's clearly enough that we can see this is going to be a round one for I was going to say unless a miracle happens, but yeah, it's gonna be a round one here for Periodic Table. It's 10-6 right now. Do you feel a comeback, or it's just maybe their Grayhawks Maroon is just having a miscommunication here?
I mean, comebacks are possible. Like, no, who doesn't want a comeback, right? But I think if the Periodic Table here gets the openings for the site, they would gladly take it, no hesitation, like what they did that round. And if that keeps up the momentum from Periodic Table, we can see a potential comeback right here. And Franchum here satcheling in and ulting Hookah, but no avail. Let's see if the 4v5 situation in favor of the attackers here. And Hep at elbow, looking for someone, waiting for someone to push that elbow, but Hit seeing someone on tubes here, but Moipi getting shot there. Franchum killing Moipi while he's very low. And a 3v5 situation, but NTL with the op, killing Franchum. The discipline here from NTL. And can they still retake this? Doable. It's a doable round for TUP Taguig, but no, they're opting for a save. NTL with the op and Hit with the Phantom, and it's a round for the the Periodic Tables here. And what went wrong on that round for TUP Taguig?
I can say is that the entry on Hookah with Francium and their jet, which is Germanium, that gave them a lot of space in order to get that site immediately. The coordination between the boom bot and the showstopper by Francium, it did give them a lot of space. Like, they know how to get the opening frags. They just maximize their utilities really well, which gave them that round. And for Grayhawks Maroon, I think it's the best. I think the best decision that they made is just to save their guns, since they will be suffering an economic damage here. As you can see, it's going to be an eco round
dead
for the
with
rest
the
of their members.
Wala na silang offer for this round.
It was a really quick pace here happening right now. It looks as what you can see, tama nga yung sinabi mo doon, which is hindi ko halos napansin because I was still briefing and analyzing that previous round. But going back to the gate is going to be Francine getting that spark. It's going to be a 5v3 situation here. But Moipi with the one tap for the Sheriff. The one tap is really looking good here, but it's not looking good. He has to wait for the Sky in order to heal him. But the Trailblazer is going to be coming right in to get the information they needed in order to retake the site. They have the gun they needed here. It's just they need to execute this play in the correct way. But can they still manage it? The fight is ticking so fast right now. They got a minimal time left here, and it's going to be the Gravity Well coming right up by the Astra, but they decided to save another round.
They want to kill.
But here is Periodic Table. They are so hungry for the kill, not letting them save at this round. They are so hungry right now. They don't want to show any mercy, but it's going to be the exit frag, but almost for Germanium, but not going to happen for him.
I mean, that was a pretty good push from the cost here, the Periodic Table, for not letting them save many guns. As you can see, Lax has only Spectres for this round. 2 rifles here can be doable for TUP Taguig.
I mean, if they use it in a correct manner, it looks like, let's say you can be aggressive with that Spectre, but it's gonna
Did
be
they...
NCL falling down with the wall bang there.
Kita ba yun? Kita ba yun from that wall? I think so.
I think not. It's just an instinct. Like, he's been camping there for a lot of rounds, and maybe they thought that there is someone over there, so that's why they decided to wall bang it. But I think he was not that visible on that wall. I would say he was deeply covered there, or maybe they somehow saw the elbow or the hero chest over there. I'm not so pretty sure unless we got the POV of the other side. I would say, but it's gonna be the
Moipi playing
ultimate
rap
of the
with
Viper is
Jermaine.
Moipi here. Very aggressive, but it's gonna be traded immediately. But the Yeji here is gonna be a 3v1 situation here. Not looking good for Grayhawks Maroon as it deploys the guiding light, but too many members of periodic table is peeking him. It's gonna be 10-9 here. Just a 1-point lead here for TUP Taguig.
Imagine from 8-4? Did we finish at 8-4 on the first half? And now we're at 9-10. What a comeback this
Popping
is
off.
for Cos. Pero I've been wanting to ask this the whole time. What if hindi na patch yung Ares?
Well, I actually, well, I haven't seen a lot of Ares right now, but it's gonna be an eco round here, so I haven't seen Ares. Like, they should take advantage of it, but I think it's just not their play style. That's why they haven't been using Ares that much at this game, but we'll see, we'll see. It's gonna be a 4v2 situation here. It's not looking good for Grayhawks Maroon right now, since it's just most likely a one round at the hands of periodic table, since they've been suffering on economy. Like, this is their first 5-stack eco round, and that's gonna be a still 1 kill immediately for Grayhawks Maroon, but that's not gonna deal a big sting at the hands of Grayhawks Maroon, since as you can see, periodic table won 6 consecutive rounds, and I would say they've been so rich when it comes to economy. Like, they can buy whatever they want. They can buy an op as well as having a battle at their side. It's just whatever they want when it comes to gun, utilities, or something. It's just they need to keep that momentum ongoing and keep reading, I would say, Grayhawks Maroon. Keep reading them and their plays and something. It's just they have to watch up on unexpected plays such as NTL. You know, they've been the lurker of the team on the past game, and I haven't been seeing that frequently on this game right now. Maybe it's just a change of play style, but Showstopper Prasium is going to be here, getting that kill immediately by hit. Is going to be traded by Lax immediately, but the Hunter Sphere is going to be deployed here, not getting the tag and the kills that they needed in order to match this play. But Lax with a great trigger discipline over there, tapping the heads immediately. It's going to be 3k here from Lax. It's going to be a 4v2 situation here at Grayhawks Maroon. Somehow they turn sides immediately. It's going to be a one-way smoke, but it's going to be the wrong decision for RC Zoom. And it's going to be a 1 round right now for Grayhawks Maroon. They've been down to 6 in lead. They've been down on the past 6 rounds, but right now they've been slowly recovering here. It's going to be a 4-man alive at the hands of Grayhawks Maroon, which is somehow looking pretty good here. It could be a comeback that the periodic table needed, but Grayhawks Maroon said, we're not letting you get those rounds immediately the way you wanted it.
Like, TUP TUP Taguig says no. Wag muna. Amin muna tong game na to. They don't want Cos here to complete their comeback. But it's still not over for Cos here. They still can finish that comeback. And NTL killing Germanium here.
Spike down.
But
B.
it's a 3v4 in favor of
Concealment.
TUP Taguig here. Can they still do this? But Franchum here killing Lax on the showers, making it a 3v3. And will they attack A? Oh, they're going to rotate. They're going to rotate, but I guess Jet here will be staying at B side. Cutting possible rotations here. And Sova and Sky playing, both of them playing A. But NTL here holding B long and with the potential push coming from Cos here. And Jesus, looking at that angle, Jesus getting killed. NTL with the
Spike down B.
nice frag from NTL here, killing the spike carrier and hit with the rotation. It's a 2v2 situation here.
30 seconds
We're
left.
almost sweeping. NTL
Last
blinded,
player standing.
and NTL getting damaged by the boombot, but Jesus still gets the kill, and they will get the plant. It's a 1v2 situation. Will Sova clutch this round? Sova good at clutching with the Recon Bolt, but Recon Bolt is on cooldown. He has the Owl Drone, but will he use it? Pranshum with the crispy one tap with the hep, not making. Oh, spicy from Pranshum. But what I'm saying, I was saying, they Pranshum not letting Sova clutch that round because Sova can get all the information he wants, especially when his Aldron's still available. Pero seeing that from Pranshum, very spicy, very spicy. Okay.
I think the reason why he didn't use his owl drone on that situation is because alam niyang the moment he used his owl drone is gonna be a 2v1. It's a 2v1 situation, di ba? And I think the reason kaya hindi niya ginamit it is because if he uses the owl drone, there will be someone who's going to push him at CT, and that's gonna be giving a lot of information sa kanya. But since alam niyang close yung kalaban niya, it's just he needs to play by sound so he doesn't need to use the owl drone. But unfortunately, there is someone waiting for him, and that round was won actually by periodic table simply because of the paint shells na dineployed ni Francium, which manages to kill NTL, which is upping the main anchor of the B site. So I would say that somehow saved the day at the hands of periodic table, since sobrang ganda ng pagkakagamit ng utilities doon ni Francium, which is not somehow really, but manages to get a frag. But as you can see here, Hepep is going to be camping here at B Cubby, waiting for someone to push B side, as the owl drone by Yeji is going to be deployed here. Not a little bit of information here, but we saw Viper playing on backside here. But look at the trigger discipline by Hepep, but not going to work for Francium with the hospital flick over there. It's going to be a 5v3 situation here. This is not looking good for Grayhawks Maroon. As you can see here, Hit is going to be rotating here near elbow, but Francium is holding this unexpected angle, I would say. He's been watching Hookah, but he can immediately repeat this CT because it's walled, and he's going to be flashing his teammate. Not the flash you expected, but he's going to work things out immediately. He's going to be healing here immediately, but the Astra ult is going to be there. They're not going to be hearing like a single thing, but Jesus with the spray and pray play, and it's going to be around here for periodic table, which leads them into a match point.
It's a match point.
Match
From
point.
8-4 to match point for Cos here. What a crazy second half for the periodic table team here. But let's look at their economy. They only have 2 rifles for this round, and Hep forcing to buy half an armor here. But let's see if they can still win this round, since Judge is very notorious for closing out the rounds here. Let's see how he will be attacked, and X Germanium here killing TJH hit, not knowing. Oh, he was expecting that. Judge.
Oh. He wasn't really expecting that one, Alux. As you can see here, it's going to be a 3v3 situation. This is going to be a sweaty round here. If Germanium reads this one wrong, it's going to be a hard time at the hands of the attacker side. It might lead to an overtime here, but if they can manage to get the kill on NTL, this is going to be a big sting for periodic table.
Until waiting, he knows that there's a Vandal there, waiting for that moment to get that Vandal. It's still winnable for TUP Taguig, and Black's here lurking with
Concealment.
his Astra smokes, looking for rotation, and Jesus might expect Astra here. It's pretty
Very
tense.
quiet
It's
round.
it's pretty tense, I must say.
30
And
seconds left.
Jesus was hurt. I guess that knife. Oh no!
Oh no, the
Jeez,
timing, the
the timing.
timing.
Pero NTL, waiting for that. Oh,
Oh
NTL
no.
whipping the judge. Oh, my
Oh,
lord, this is giving
oh
me a heart attack.
no.
14 seconds to plant, and they still don't have any guns.
Oh my god. This is the real thing, Elixir. This is the real thing.
It's a
This is a
2v2
fair
situation.
gunfight. Fair in numbers, fair in gunfights,
Oh,
fair in
they got
utility.
guns. They got guns. It's a 2v2 situation with guns. This can be this can be very problematic for both teams, I must say.
It is
But
really
time's
problematic.
running out. The time's running out.
Time is running out, and they knew the information was already there. Both teams are on site. It's gonna be the
Oh!
wallbang here for Germanium, but the shotgun is going to
the
kill them!
shock dart!
And it's not going to conclude
shock
the
dart!
game!
The shock dart closing out that game. Grabe. Sova with those double shock darts getting that 4K. Teka lang, as you may not know, I'm directing this event, pero teka lang, hindi ko pala edit ang mga scenes. with that said, 2-0 for the cause here. Can you please explain muna how did they manage that comeback?
Well, all I can say is that periodic table has been really aggressive when it comes to attacking. Like they know when to be aggressive, they know when to attack. Usually they gather information and get the picks most of the time. Whenever they get a kill, it's the time wherein they commit to a site. Like the moment they can take down Astra or the moment they can take down Viper here, that's the time that they can execute pretty well. It's just madalas kasi it's gonna be Moiti anchoring the A site, and then you can see the other one, which is Astra, is going to anchor the other side, which is B. So that's definitely giving them a lot of advantage, and vice versa. But as long as they can get that frag immediately and open up a lot of space, especially on hookah, on B long, that's the time that they can execute pretty well when it comes to attacking. And when it comes to post plant, they know how to read the situation. It's just they always win it when it comes to post plant. Like as what you can see on the last round. Like they don't need to peek. Like as you can see, Germanium has been only wall banging that spot. They know when to let's say they know the spots where they can wall bang and play safely. And kung nakita mo nga yung closing game natin is just by a shock dart, by not peeking the angle. It's just they need their utilities, they need to wall bang, and that can connect to a win. And for the momentum, I would say it falls into the hands of College of Science, which is periodic table. But props to TUP Taguig. They really did well on this match, especially on game number 2. Like all I can say is that periodic table is one step, let's say one step higher right now on this game. It's just they took another step at the middle of the game in order to get that 2-0 victory. But wow, I can say it's just they've been really phenomenal and amazing here.
Well, things were looking ugly on the first half for the cause, and grabe, their mental game is very strong. Like they 8-4, okay lang yan, good half. Let's proceed to the other half. Babardagunin natin sila. I don't know what words I'm gonna use, pero like that's the word that can describe what they did. They just aggressively push sites if they knew na wala dito yung isang controller, they would push. And they know how to play with Astra and Viper as their enemy. The discipline on pushing, especially on Prantium, with the having the most no, I mean Germanium pala has the most first bloods, but Prantium with his entries, grabe yun. Especially yung last last entry niya with killing Sova on that Cubby, that was pretty amazing. And kudos pa din sa TUP Taguig for uh, making it hard for the cause to get that 2-0. But I was hoping na we're going for a game 3, but periodic table is really on some force to be reckoned with.
Ako din eh. I was like, oh, there is going to be a game 3, pero no, it's just here periodic table defending their title really well. And ayun, it's just I was hoping for a game number 3, but periodic table over here saying that it's time to close the journey of TUP Taguig for Ascent 2021-2022. And ayun, so overall they did really well. It's just biglang nag-step up talaga yung periodic table mid-game the second half to be specific. So ayun, overall it has been a great match for both teams, and I would say we get to see a lot of more from periodic table in the finals. But tomorrow is not the final. We still have the other semifinals for tomorrow. But still, I'm still looking forward for the second batch of semifinals for tomorrow. But it's just right now we have to take a deep breath, rest, and if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be taking a quick break, and then after that we'll be having here League of Legends for PC, not Wild Rift, but for PC as our next featured game.
So with that being said, we're closing the Valorant game for today, and Pickles, it was a pleasure casting with you kahit sobrang biglaan yung pagkakast ko. It was a pleasure casting with you. Hoping to cast with you in another time. And with that being said, we'll be going on a short break, and stay tuned for our LOL PC game.